Social ontology is the study of the nature and the properties of the social world. It is connected with analyzing the various entities in the world that arise from social interaction. A prominent topic on social ontology is the analysis of the social groups. The questions like, do social groups exist at all? If so, what sort of entities are they and how they are created? Is a social group distinct from the collection of people who are its members? And if so, how is it different? What sorts of properties do social groups have? Can they have beliefs or intentions? Can they perform actions? And if so, what does it take for a group to believe, intend, or act? Other entities investigated in social ontology include money, cooperation, institutions, property, social class, race, gender, ethnicity, artifacts, artworks, language, and law, of course. It is difficult to delineate precise scope for the field. In general, though the entities exclude the social ontology largely overlap with those that social scientists work on. A good deal of the work in social ontology takes place within the social sciences. Social ontology also addresses the more basic questions about the nature of social world. One set of questions pertains the constituents or the building blocks of the social things in general. For instance, some theorists argue that social entities are built out of the psychological states of the individual, the people, while others argue at the same time that they are built out of actions. And yet, there is another group who believe that they are built out of practices. Still, other theories deny the distinction can yet be made between social and non-social. A different set of questions pertains to how social categories are constructed or are they set up. Our social groups are produced by attitudes, by our language. Are they produced by causal patterns? Or is they just one way social categories are set up? Or are they many varieties of the social construction? The term social ontology has only come into wide currency in recent years, but the nature of the social science has been a topic of inquiry since ancient Greece as a whole. The field can be understood as a branch of metaphysics, the general inquiry into the nature of the entities. Ancient inquiries into the nature of social phenomena introduce questions that remain active today. Which features of the world are products of humans, are societies, and which are the products of nature? What does it mean to say that some things are social creations? A central concern of Sufism, a school of great philosophy, I think in the 5th century BC, was a contract between the nature and the customs, law, habits, and conventions. In particular, they debate the source of the justice, law, and language. Are these rooted in the nature? Are they rooted in law habits or conventions? Well, ancient conventions philosophers explored the difference between natural and human contributions in the construction of the familiar features of the world. They did not, however, theorize much about exactly what people do in order to create the social world. Instead, they wrote agreements, compacts, conventions, habits, laws, customs, and so on, without being particular notice to separating these forms from one another. In the early modern period, theories of these sorts broadened considerably, as did the variety of the social phenomena being investigated. Approaches developed in the 17th and 18th century. Social entities as a products of conventions, one theory, one approach. Thomas Hobbes, in his book Leviathan, argues that the stable commonwealth is generated by covenant amounts of all people in a society. Hobbes' analysis is reflexive. The people who institute the Commonwealth are those who are the members of the Commonwealth, whose analysis convince as in terms of agreements and also provides an analysis of the agreements. A crucial part of which is to be explained what makes agreements binding. Another approach that was investigated in the ancient times was that social entities are the products of conventions. As an alternative to compact or agreement, the legal theorist Samuel Hoffendorf and his official Hoministe Praprafustes that was published in 1673 uses the term convention as the basis for the law and language. He argued that the conventions do not need to be explicitly formed or agreed to. Instead, we can have pact convention. For example, a convention that we may not be even aware that we have. Hobbes greatly analyzed the idea of convention and the social phenomena in terms of it. He expands the scope of convention to include a variety of social entities, not only law, property, language, but also money, government, justice, and promises. Thanks.